discovering one of the world's most ancient structures. Scientists say that they have found a mysterious chamber hidden deep inside Egypt's Great Pyramid of Giza.
Africa has breathtaking wonders and mysteries, some of which are difficult to explain. This continent is home to discoveries that challenge everything we think we know, from stones carved by time to hidden chambers in ancient pyramids dating back millions of years. We have compiled some of the mysteries found on the Black Continent. How did perfect spheres appear in rock billions of years ago? Could a shiny blue stone be evidence of alien life? Join us as we reveal the strangest African discoveries scientists are still trying to explain. Klerksdorp spheres. You are staring at one of the planet's most amazing discoveries, the Klerksdorp spheres. They are tiny, perfectly round objects, some no bigger than your thumb, but others about the size of a tennis ball. These little wonders were found in South Africa, buried under rocks, about 3 billion years old. If you think these are your everyday pebbles, you are wrong. Each sphere has these strange, almost perfect ridges circling it. At first, archaeologists thought they were carved by hand or made by some ancient machine, but scientists insist they're completely natural. So, how did these precious pebbles come about? Researchers say the spheres result from minerals forming and weathering over billions of years. That sounds logical, right? Except nothing else in nature looks quite like them. Researchers from the University of Pretoria believe some forgotten ancient civilization carved the stones. The grooves are so precise that they seem too perfect to be random. No one knows the truth though, but don't get too caught up because the next discovery will take you on a new adventure. Let's talk Diamond Rush. Diamond Rush. This small South African village became the center of global attention overnight. It all started in June 2021, when cattle herder Erasmus Jacobs stumbled across a shiny stone in an open field near Kwalathi village. Thinking it was a diamond, he told the villagers, and what happened next shook the nation. We are talking about a diamond rush. Word spread like wildfire, and soon thousands of people descended on this remote area, hoping to mine some diamonds. Armed with nothing but hope and a few tools, they dug day and night. They even built temporary tents for all interested miners. But like any treasure hunt, there were scams, fights, and heartbreak. Some villagers claimed to have found and sold gems for thousands of dollars. Fortunes were being made left and right for a while, but then the experts stepped in. After testing the stones, what geologists found broke everyone's heart. They weren't diamonds. They were sparkling crystals, shiny, but not nearly as valuable. Speaking of sparkle, let's talk about the sky blue stone. Sky blue stone. This story takes us to Sierra Leone, Eastern Africa. Back in 1990, a miner stumbled upon an extraordinary gemstone. The color was vibrant sky blue. Scientists called it the sky blue stone, and what they found next made it even more mysterious. Researchers discovered it wasn't like anything we know when researchers tested the stone. 77% of the stone was oxygen, mixed with small amounts of other elements like carbon and silicon. Here is the catch. No natural processes on Earth can create something like this. The locals said it was a gift from mountain gods. Others believed it might be a piece of a meteorite falling to Earth between 11,000 and 18,000 years ago. Either way, it didn't seem to belong here. What makes it even more surprising is that the sky blue stone doesn't show any signs of being artificial. Its origins are still a mystery. But if you think that is shocking, wait until you hear about a discovery that takes us into the heart of evolution. Let's meet Homo naledi. Homo naledi. We are back in South Africa. This cave system is called the cradle of humankind. In 2013, a team of scientists made an incredible discovery here, the Homo naledi. They are our old relatives who lived almost 500,000 years ago. The remains were found in a chamber so hard to reach, they had to squeeze through a narrow passage called the Chute of Death just to get there. Inside, they found more than 1,500 bones belonging to Homo naledis that lived 236,000 to 335,000 years ago. Homo naledi were smaller than us, with brains about the size of a chimpanzee, which means they are not very intelligent, but their hands and wrists could handle tools. They also had curved fingers for climbing and shoulders like ours. The big question: how did their bones end up in such a remote cave? If you have an idea, let us know in the comments section. Let's move on to a living wonder, the baobab tree. The baobab tree. The baobab is a massive tree that looks like it was planted upside down by giants. These trees are scattered across the African savanna. Now listen, what you are about to witness will leave you speechless. Baobab are not just ancient. They've been around since the period of dinosaurs. We are talking about over 200 million years ago. Surprisingly, some of the oldest baobabs have lived for over 2,000 years. And what's truly amazing is how they survive. Their trunks are like giant water tanks, holding up to 50% water, which helps them survive the harsh, arid conditions of the African savanna. Even if they lose their leaves during droughts, they return to life when the rains return. Regarding health benefits, their fruit contains 6 times more vitamin C than oranges, and their leaves are used as vegetables in some regions. These trees are a lifeline for humans and animals in the tough African environment. The next place we're heading to is anything but peaceful. Get ready for the horrors of the Skeleton Coast. Skeleton Coast. Welcome to Namibia's Skeleton Coast, a beautiful and haunting stretch of land on the Namibian coast. Are you wondering why they call this palace the Skeleton Coast? Its sands are littered with shipwrecks, whale bones, and seal skeletons. It's like walking through a graveyard built by nature. For centuries, sailors have been scared of sailing through these waters. The coast has dense fog, strong winds, and terrible surf, making navigation nearly impossible. Ships would get caught in the powerful currents and crash onto the rocky shores. And here's the chilling part. Survivors of these shipwrecks often found themselves stranded in the middle of a barren desert with no food, no water, and no escape. No wonder this area became known as the land God made in anger. But it's not just the shipwrecks. Seal colonies gather here in the thousands, and when they die, their bones remain preserved by the harsh desert climate. It's a place where nature doesn't play by the usual rules. The next discovery will give you some cold shivers. Let's talk about the mysterious metal monoliths. Mysterious metal monoliths. In February 2021, a shiny 3.5-meter tall monolith appeared out of nowhere in the Congo wilderness. It has a sleek design, but the origins shocked locals. At first glance, it looked like an alien machine. The truth is that similar monoliths had already been spotted worldwide, in Utah, Europe, and Asia. But this one felt different. While others were treated skeptically, the Congo monolith brought a lot of suspicions. For many in the community, it symbolized something dark, even evil. The strong local superstitions took over, and an angry mob eventually set the monolith on fire. When it was destroyed, its hollow frame, wrapped in metal sheets, was all that remained, leaving more questions than answers. Who put it there? Why? Was it a prank, art, or something else? No one knows for sure. But if you think that's mysterious, wait until you hear about nature's strange art in the desert fairy circles. Desert fairy circles. This story brings us to the dry grasslands of Namibia. Locals spotted these perfectly round, barren patches. These are the desert fairy circles, a strange phenomenon scientists have struggled to explain for decades. From the air, they look like a polka-dotted carpet stretching over 1,800 kilometers. They are mysterious spots on the ground where nothing grows, surrounded by lush grass. So, What's causing these patterns? Some researchers believe termites are the culprits, engineering the circles to trap rainwater for their colonies. Sounds clever, right? But there's a catch. This explanation doesn't hold up for the larger circles, some over 20 meters wide. Other scientists think it might be plants competing for resources or gases bubbling up under the earth. Still, no theory explains everything. Amazingly, the circles don't last forever. They stay for decades, sometimes up to 77 years, before the grass slowly reclaims them, as if nature is hitting the reset button. It is a mystery that no one fully understands. But from barren circles to jagged wonders, let's journey to Madagascar to look at the stone forest. Trust me, it's like nothing you've ever seen. Madagascar's stone forest. In this African forest, you're surrounded by limestone instead of trees. Welcome to Madagascar's stone forest, also known as Chingi. Massive rock pinnacles, some as tall as 70 meters, rise into the sky like needles, creating a maze so sharp and dangerous it seems designed to keep intruders away. These limestone formations weren't always so intimidating. Millions of years ago, they started as a flat layer of rock. Over time, water carved deep grooves and sharp edges into the stone, shaping this one-of-a-kind wonder. The name Chingi means where one cannot walk barefoot in Malagasy, and trust me, you wouldn't want to try. The rocks are razor-sharp, and the paths are full of narrow canyons and cliffs. But the reason why this is more of a blessing than a curse is not what you think. Researchers discovered that this dangerous terrain protects the rare wildlife that calls it home. Rare lemurs, birds, and plants thrive here, safe from human interference. Nature truly protects its own dendrolite. Deep in the heart of Egypt, inside the Hathor temple at Dendera, lies a carving that shocked archaeologists, the dendrolite. This picture shows a giant bulb connected to a lotus base, with figures surrounding it as if they were operating a device. According to some researchers, the carving proves the Egyptians had advanced electric technology long before the rest of the world. They also believe the ancient Egyptians powered the light bulb with a jed pillar. It's an interesting theory. Electricity in a civilization thousands of years before Edison. But most historians and archaeologists see it differently. They believe the image has more to do with Egyptian mythology than science. The bulb is thought to represent a lotus flower, a symbol of creation, and the jed pillar symbolizes stability. It's likely tied to the sun god Ra and their cosmic beliefs. Whether it's a mystical carving or evidence of a forgotten technology, the dendrolite is one of many puzzles left by ancient Egypt. And speaking of strange creatures, let's meet Madagascar's crazy beast, a mammal unlike anything you've ever heard of. Crazy beast. Officially called Adelatherium hui, this strange mammal roamed Madagascar about 66 million years ago, during the time of the dinosaurs. When its fossils were discovered, researchers couldn't believe their eyes. It looked like nature had thrown together a bunch of spare parts. The crazy beast was about the size of a badger, with a long body and stubby legs, perfect for digging. But here's where it gets weird. Its skull was full of strange holes and bumps, suggesting it had an exceptional sense of smell. Its teeth, it is special. Unlike anything seen in other mammals, it seemed built to burrow, sniff out food underground, and survive in a world dominated by massive reptiles. Scientists believe Madagascar's isolation played a big role in this animal's evolution, allowing it to develop features found nowhere else on Earth. The crazy beast might be extinct, but its fossils have helped discover an interesting history on this mysterious island. The next discovery takes us to the Great Pyramid of Giza. Do you know there is a hidden chamber there? Keep watching to find out. Hidden chamber in the Great Pyramid. The Great Pyramid of Giza is already one of the world's greatest mysteries. But in 2017, scientists uncovered something that made it even more interesting: a hidden chamber buried deep within its stone walls. Using muon tomography, researchers found a massive void over 30 meters long that no one knew existed. What could this chamber hold? Archaeologists suggest it's probably empty, a leftover space from the pyramid's construction. But that hasn't stopped the wild theories. Some believe it could house the mythical Hall of Records, containing ancient knowledge from a forgotten civilization. Local legend suggests it hides alien technology or a portal to another dimension. Sound far-fetched? Maybe, but with no physical access to the void, we have speculation. What's clear is that the Great Pyramid still holds secrets, even after standing tall for over 4,500 years. Hexagonal diamonds. Let's talk about diamonds, but not the kind you'd find in a jewelry store. These are hexagonal diamonds that are out of this world. Found in South Africa, these rare gems formed during an asteroid impact about 2.9 billion years ago. Unlike regular diamonds with cubic structures, hexagonal diamonds have a six-sided symmetry. Scientists believe they formed under the intense heat and pressure of the asteroid's collision with Earth. What's even more mind-blowing is that their journey didn't start here. These diamonds likely originated on a dwarf planet shattered in the early solar system, sending fragments through space. One of those fragments eventually crashed into Earth, leaving behind these treasures. Chemical analysis revealed traces of osbornite, a mineral that only forms in carbon-rich meteorites. Even though only tiny samples have been studied, they've already improved our understanding of how diamonds and planets can form. Let's travel back 230 million years to when dinosaurs were just beginning to dominate the Earth. The oldest African dinosaur. In the heart of Zimbabwe, paleontologists found the remains of the oldest African dinosaur, Mbirisaurus rathi. This creature wasn't as large as the famous T-Rex or Brachiosaurus. Instead, it was a small, bipedal dinosaur, standing just 30 centimeters tall at the hips and stretching about 2 meters long from head to tail. Mbirisaurus belonged to sauropodomorphs, the ancestors of the massive, long-necked sauropods. Despite its small size, this early dinosaur was likely an apex predator in its ecosystem, using its sharp teeth to hunt smaller animals. Its speed and agility are impressive. It walks on 2 legs, making it a quick and efficient hunter. This ancient predator reminds us of the humble beginnings of a lineage that would grow to dominate the planet. Nubian stone tablets. Sudan holds a forgotten chapter of African history, the ancient kingdom of Kush. This mighty civilization survived for nearly 1,000 years before it fell in 300 CE. Luckily, they left behind a treasure trove of artifacts, including the Nubian stone tablets. These tablets are carved with the Meroitic script. The Meroitic script is the oldest writing system south of the Sahara, yet it remains largely undeciphered. Archaeologists have identified some symbols related to gods and kings, but most of the text remains a mystery. These tablets were mostly found in the ruins of ancient temples and burial sites. The carvings show scenes of daily life, religious ceremonies, and connections to their neighbors, including ancient Egypt. According to archaeologists, cracking the Meroitic code could rewrite our understanding of early African civilizations. Until then, the Kingdom of Kush keeps its secrets locked away in stone. Prehistoric cave art. These paintings date back 15,000 years ago. They show life, survival, and spirituality. In places like Namibia and Morocco, the cave walls contain vivid images of animals, humans, and mysterious symbols. The scenes are breathtaking. Hunters armed with spears chase elephants, rhinos, and zebras, all painted with incredible detail and realism. But the more you look, the stranger things get. Among the lifelike animals are strange humanoid figures with exaggerated features and beasts that seem half animal, half myth. What do they mean? Were they part of rituals, spiritual beliefs, or just imaginative storytelling? Nobody knows for sure. What's remarkable is the drawing style. These early artists used natural pigments like red ochre and charcoal to create depth and movement, showing they had a keen eye for detail. The art connects us to a time when survival and creativity went hand in hand. Great Zimbabwe ruins. If you visit the hills of southeastern Zimbabwe, there lies the Great Zimbabwe Ruins, a sprawling stone city that once thrived as the heart of a powerful kingdom. Built between the 11th and 15th centuries, this city shows the ingenuity and skill of the Shona people. How did they make these 11-meter-tall walls with no mortar? The precision and craftsmanship are simply incredible. At its peak, Great Zimbabwe housed around 20,000 people. The city was a bustling trade hub, connecting Africa to the farthest reaches of Asia through goods like gold and ivory. But as impressive as it is, the ruins are surrounded by mystery. Why was this thriving metropolis abandoned? Historians believe overpopulation and depleted resources may have driven its residents to leave. Even now, the ruins are still debated, with some early explorers refusing to believe Africans could have built something so sophisticated. This next wonder will leave you in awe. Eye of the Sahara. This structure lies in Mauritania's Sahara Desert. It is so big that astronauts spotted it from space. Known as the Eye of the Sahara, or the Richat structure, this massive circular formation stretches over 40 kilometers in diameter. From space, it looks like a giant bullseye carved into the Earth. Some researchers believe it is an asteroid impact crater, and others argue that it resulted from a volcanic eruption. But the true answer surprised all of them. The Eye is a natural geological formation created by millions of years of erosion. Uplifted rock layers formed a dome, which wind and water gradually sculpted into rings of light and dark sediment. These layers date back over 100 million years. Our next story takes us to ancient stone tools, the first signs of human creativity and survival. Let's dig into this. Ancient stone tools. Let's rewind millions of years to Lake Turkana in Kenya, where archaeologists found some of the earliest tools ever made by humans. Early hominins shaped and sharpened them around 3.3 million years ago, marking the dawn of technology and human creativity. The tools included hammerstones, cores, and flakes, carefully crafted to cut, scrape, and smash. They were made from volcanic rocks like basalt and quartzite, chosen specifically for their durability. What's fascinating is how deliberate the process was. These ancient humans weren't just using rocks. They were thinking about how to shape them for a purpose. Fossilized teeth found nearby suggest Paranthropus, an extinct cousin of modern humans, might have created them. These tools suggest that our ancestors adapted to their environment, finding ways to hunt, gather, and survive. It's incredible to think these simple tools paved the way for the technology we rely on today. Speaking of human ingenuity, let's travel to Zimbabwe and explore the half-human, half-dog creatures, the most chilling discovery on our list today. Half-human, half-dog creatures. Now, let's step into the realm of the bizarre. Across Africa, tales are told of half-human, half-dog creatures, cryptids that blend myth, fear, and mystery. Locals in regions like Limpopo, South Africa, have reported sightings of these so-called dogmen. Described as tall figures, sometimes over 7 feet tall, they walk on 2 legs with canine features, like hyena faces and sharp claws. In 2017, rumors of these creatures caused a stir in Limpopo. Residents claimed they prowled the forests at night, their eerie howls sending chills down spines. Some believe these creatures are cursed humans, shapeshifters, or even supernatural guardians of the wilderness. Others see them as remnants of ancient folklore, kept alive through generations of storytelling. While skeptics dismiss the sightings as misidentifications of animals or pure superstition, the fear they inspire is very real. With no concrete evidence or clear photos, the mystery of the dogmen remains unsolved. Thank you for staying with us. Which of these African wonders would you love to visit and why? Share your opinions with us in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, click the following video on your screen and you will enjoy it.